What's up, guys? Justin here from Poorly Reviewed Beer with a special video for you. I'm bringing you some reflections from my weekend in Asheville, North Carolina. I got into Asheville around midday Saturday, met up with my parents at our hotel, and we got checked in, situated, and started putting a plan together. We headed downtown, and that's really what we covered Saturday, are a number of the downtown breweries. By far, not all of them, not even close. But we did grab a handful that Saturday afternoon and in the evening. We started off at the Wicked Weed Brewery. They had a very, very cool tap room and restaurant space. We ended up downstairs in, I guess, officially their tasting room or tap room, which was a covered outdoor area, which was nice because we did run into a little bit of rain. But nothing that lingered for too long, but it was nice to be in a covered area while that rain shower kind of moved through. Grabbed some lunch. My parents each had fish and chips. I had a nice sandwich of assorted Italian meats on focaccia bread. All very good. Solid beers, most notably a Prince-inspired experimental ale that was brewed with some Indian spices. I got some curry notes and some other types of notes in there. I'll be reviewing a number of the beers from all the breweries I visited throughout the week and maybe into next week on my website, poorlyreviewedbeer.com. After Wicked Weed, we stopped by Bromari Brew House, which is a fairly new place in Asheville. They have about a dozen beers of their own and a dozen beers from other assorted breweries in the area. And also looks like they may have been doing some specialty sodas of their own as well. The beers were all a little bit different than your kind of normal standard styles, but all done a little bit differently. And maybe a hair on the sweet side compared to your average beers. Kind of the highlight from Bromari was a Carolina Common Ale that we were able to do with a side-by-side with that same Common Ale infused with apple and star anise, which is a spice from China that tastes like licorice. After Bromari, we stopped by the Twinleaf Brewery. Kept it pretty simple there. Had a white noise wheat beer and a Scotch ale that unfortunately I forgot to write down the name of. Both are solid executions of style and real tasty. So this was kind of a little bit of a break for us beer-wise. We've been having a whole lot of beers in a pretty short time, so we really scaled back the number of beers we were doing from this point forward. But after Twinleaf was another Wicked Weed facility. This was their Funkatorium, where they're doing only sour and funky ales. Again, separate facility. It's a small tap room, and it was really cool because that tap room was essentially right beside all the warehouse with all the aging barrels, so you could get a real good look at all the different barrel-aged ales that they were working on. Our final stop on Saturday evening was the Asheville Brewing Company, a really eclectic place, funky restaurant, large wide open patio. Again, we'd scaled back on the amount of drinking a little bit by that point, getting some palate fatigue. And so I had their flagship IPA, their Shiva IPA, which again was a really solid. And again, we're going to have some more reviews for that beer and a number of beers from this trip on the website, poorlyreviewedbeer.com. I'm going to call it for this video. I'll do a second part later this week, but you can check out reviews, both video and written, at poorlyreviewedbeer.com. Once again, lots of beers from this trip will be posted in the coming week or so. You can also check out PRB on Twitter and Facebook. All those links will be in the description below. That's it for this edition of Poorly Reviewed Beer. See you next time.